This place used to be a quarry and nobody wanted it. Today, a single landed home here is worth 2.6 million and buyers are literally queuing with 50,000 in hand just for a chance to live here. Welcome to Desa ParkCity, KL's Unicorn Township.
Hi everyone, this is Ray. Welcome back to another episode of the Malaysia's Property Market Review series. And today, we are going to unpack how this former quarry turned into one of KL's most livable and sought after township, and why people are willing to queue up with 50,000 booking fee just to secure a unit here. Also, this is my favorite place to hang out because every time I come here, it reminds me that some of the best performing investments were the ones everyone laughed at the beginning. They call it overpriced, or they said it's just too far away, or they couldn't see the vision. But today, Desa ParkCity has become one of the most livable, sought after and family friendly township in KL. So sought after that when new project launch, you have to come early, queue up and place 50,000 ringgit booking fee on the spot just to secure a unit. Why do people rush in the moment a new phase is announced here in Desa ParkCity? But before we answer that, let's talk about how it all started and how one man's vision turned a forgotten quarry into one of Malaysia's most iconic township. Because Desa ParkCity didn't happen by chance. It was risky, it was bold, and back then, like my mom said, it looked crazy. Alright, before we go into the numbers and past projects, let me take you guys on a quick area tour. So for those of you who have not been to Desa ParkCity, you can get a feel of what it's like. So let's go. As you enter, and the first thing you will notice is the big guardhouse at the entrance. Looks super exclusive, like you're about to enter a private club. But here's the thing, they don't stop you. The township is open to public. That's the kind of confidence they have in their security and planning. Gated residences are within their own sections, but the public spaces is for everyone. So as I drive in, right, you will see why people say it doesn't feel like KL anymore. The landscaping is immaculate, lush greens, beautiful trimmed hedges. It looks like a curated garden town. And guess what? During festive seasons, right, it really comes to life. Whether it's Hari Raya, Chinese New Year or Christmas, you'll see the whole stretch here light up. Light hangings from trees, and it's super festive and community oriented. You can feel the kampong spirit here, but more upscale here. Now, if you ask any resident here where the heart of Desa ParkCity is, they will point you straight to the waterfront. Now, this is one of the earliest commercial hubs here, and until today, it's still very packed. Shops here are in super high demand. Even during MCO, I remember one shop closed down, and within 2 weeks, a new tenant already moved in. That's how sought after it is. Fully occupied as usual. You'll find Kenny Hill's Bakers for croissants and brunch vibes, Dragon Eye for Chinese cuisine, Korean grocery stores, Japanese food outlet, Starbucks of course, and even a pet store. And this place is actually famous for being pet friendly. You'll see people dining outside with their dogs sitting beside them. Some restaurants even allow you to bring the pets inside. By the way, just for your information, for those of you who plan to come here, there are 2 main parking areas. The front one right next to the shops are usually full. But there's another one at the back, and here's the fun part. That is 1 ringgit cheaper than the front one. I don't know if it's still the same because now I usually park there, yeah. But the fact that I know it's 1 ringgit cheaper shows how cheapskate I am. But honestly, the back one is usually easier to find parking. And if there's an event happening like during Christmas or weekend or any weekend festivals, both sides can be full. Next stop, just beside the waterfront, is the Central Park. Now this is the heart of community life here. I actually tried measuring it before. If you walk 1 full round, right, it's about 500 meters. Not bad for a light evening walk or for a quick jog. But the best part is, you'll see people from all walks of life here. Family walking together after dinner, kids on bicycles, dog owners with their pet on leash, joggers doing their evening laps, couples just chilling by the lakeside benches. And if you come during Christmas, you'll catch an annual light show here, giant Christmas trees, reindeer lights, and the whole park transformed. It's not just beautiful, it feels magical. Now just a short drive away, we are now at Plaza Arkadia. Compared to the waterfront, this is a little less crowded. Usually you will see more people here in the evening or on weekends because here you can literally see the entire row of hotspot restaurants, one after another. You also find some beauty clinics, cafes and niche service shops here. But honestly, the whole layout plan here can be quite confusing. The whole Arkadia is filled with alleys, shop blocks and hidden walkways. Every time I come here, I end up getting lost trying to find the right tower. They have tower A, B, C, D, right? Sometimes you park at one side, but then the place you want to go to is at the opposite end. Even finding the lift lobby can be a mini adventure here, like treasure hunting. Maybe that's also part of the reason why it feels quieter than the waterfront. It's nice, but not as intuitive to navigate if you are not a regular here. Right next to it, we have the International School at Park City, or ISP. Now, here's the big question people always ask. If I buy a house here, does my kids automatically get into ISP? The answer is no, not automatically. Owning a property in Desa ParkCity doesn't guarantee admission. You will need to apply and go through the school's regular admission process, but there's a small perk. Resident and property owners get a 25% waiver on the registration fee. So yes, buying here makes it a lot more convenient and aligned. But it's not a guaranteed spot, just something to keep in mind if schooling is one of your key reasons for moving in. And just nearby, we have Park City Medical Center. If you live around KL long enough, you probably have heard it's famous for its gynecology and also childbirth services. A lot of families specifically choose this hospital for maternity, prenatal, and even the fertility support. Now, the things you have seen so far is what makes Desa ParkCity such a lifestyle magnet. So now let's talk about the real reason why investors and home buyers keep coming back here to properties. And we'll start with the landed homes here because these are their pioneers that sets the tone for the whole township. The very first landed property here was Nadia Park Homes. It was launched back in 2002. At that time, prices were about 4 to 600,000. Today, the same unit here is now transacting at 2.6 million ringgit. So just imagine this, if you bought a unit back then at 400,000, you would have made 2 million today. The return is 550%. To give you some idea, another township that was launched around the same period, Damansara, had their landed homes going for around 300,000. And today, those are transacting at only about 1.2 mil. Yes, they appreciated in value, but do you see the difference? So it's not just about buying property, it's about buying the right one. So if you're curious why Desa ParkCity outperform other townships like Damansara, let me know in the comment below if you'd like me to break them down and compare them side by side in my upcoming episode. So after Nadia launched, the second phase was the Safa Park Homes, which launched around 2004. And then back then the units there were selling around 600,000. Then today, again, the price ranges from 2.8 million to about 4.5 million, depending on the size, layout, and also the level of renovations. And the rental here is about 6,000 every month. So if you look at Damansara, a typical double-story landed property there rent at around 2k to 2.5k. So again, you see the difference. So I've summarized all the key info of the landed properties here in Desa ParkCity in the chart right here, from their launch price to current price, the rental rates. So if you want to get the full PDF version, just check out the link in the description below. Now, what we are about to see now isn't just another residential phase. This is Desa ParkCity Heights, the crown jewel of Desa ParkCity. A gated, elevated enclave perched above the rest, designed not just for living, but for those who want to live apart. Up here is quieter, greener, more private. No high-rise, no shops, no traffic. Just lush landscaping and homes that whisper prestige. This is where you'll find some of the largest, most luxurious landed property in the entire township. And let's be real, they don't come cheap. But that's the point. This is where you buy to stay, to retreat, to build a legacy. So first of all, we have the mansions, launched around 2011. The mansions are massive. Each home stretches across 2.5 to 3 stories, with build-up starting from 4,500 square feet and beyond. You'll find grand double volume living areas, private courtyard, and even internal lift in some layouts. They were launched between 2.5 to 4.8 million ringgit. But here's the thing, most of these were bought to own, not rent. You won't see many listing here because for family who live here, it's not just property, it's permanence. Then we have Casaman. These are modern 3-story terrace villas, still large, still luxurious, but with a slightly more contemporary layout. Back then, they were launching at around 2.4 million, and today, resale prices has climbed up to 5.4 to 11 million. Rental between 11 to 25k every month. So if you're looking for something really luxurious and with a bit more liquidity and rental potential, Casaman strikes that balance. So all these homes in Desa ParkCity comes with an exclusive access to the ParkCity clubhouse with pools, gym and everything. And finally, here comes the ultra exclusive custom built bungalow lots. This is a part of Desa ParkCity that was not publicly hyped. No show units, no brochure, just land, so you can buy the land and build whatever you want. You want to build a 3-story bungalow or 5-story bungalow, it's completely up to you. In fact, some plots here are over 10,000 square feet. And what's being built here? Multi-generational mansions, each one custom designed, gated and different from the next. Prices, of course, isn't going to be cheap, easily 10 to 15 million and beyond. And of course, listing here is incredibly rare because most people who bought land here didn't buy to flip. They bought to stay, to build the kind of home that you pass down. So that's Desa ParkCity Heights. It's not just luxury homes, but a statement, and all set high above the rest because when it comes to Desa ParkCity's most prestigious address, this is it. Now, here's the thing. As much as people love landed homes here, land is getting scarce. So that is why recently, Desa ParkCity has been focusing more and more on condos, and that's where a lot of recent action is. Today, there are already 9 high-rise condos completed inside the township. We have Nadia Parkfront, North Shore Garden, One Central Park, the Breezeway, Westside 1, 2, 3, South Brook, and Park Region. And most recently, Park Place was completed too, so that makes it 9 in total. And there's only one more that's still under construction, Nura. And interestingly, there's also Sophia Residency, a rumor WIP project meant for first home buyers following DBKL's guideline. Units here are far more affordable than the rest of the township. Now, let's talk rental because this is where you can see the difference that location and walkability make. Just to give you an idea, South Brook together with Westside 1, 2, 3 is located slightly deeper inside Desa ParkCity. Further from Central Park and Waterfront, a 1,002 square feet unit there rents at about 4,700 ringgit every month. So it launched at around 700 ringgit per square feet and now transacting at around 1,050 ringgit per square feet, giving you a yield of around 6% based on the launch price. So at One Central Park, which is located right next to the Central Park and Waterfront, it is of course one of the most walkable condo to the waterfront. And a 1,003 square feet unit here is renting at around 5.5 to 6,000 every month. And it launched at around 950 ringgit per square feet and now fetches around 1,002 to 1,003 per square feet. So the rental yield based on launch price is around 6.9%. So the higher rent is simply because of convenience, where at One Central Park, you can walk to the park, shop and restaurants easily. So a lot of tenants are willing to pay more for that. So if you compare that with South Brook, you probably need to walk a bit further or you need to drive to go to Waterfront. So this case study shows that when it comes to rental, convenience matters. The more walkable and accessible your property is, the more tenants are willing to pay because ultimately they are paying for lifestyle too. So you may be wondering, who's actually living here? Well, Desa ParkCity has quietly become one of KL's top expat enclaves, especially among families from Korea, Japan, from China, Hong Kong, and parts of the Europe. You'll hear Mandarin, Korean, Japanese, English, and even French as kids ride their bikes and walk home from school. Most of them come for the safety, greenery, the international school, and the ease of having everything within walking distance. So I've also summarized all the key infos of the condos in Desa ParkCity in this chart here. from their launch price to the current value and rental prices. So if you want the full PDF version, just check out the link in the description below. Well, aside from lifestyle amenities, why are township developments like Desa ParkCity so attractive to investors? Take Nadia Parkfront, which is one of their earlier condo here in Desa ParkCity. A 800 square feet unit here is renting around 3,001 every month. And compare that with Plaza Manjalara, which is just outside Desa ParkCity. Also around 800 square feet in size, and the rental here is only around 1.5 to 1.8k per month. Same size, same KL address, but massive difference in rental. Why is that so? The answer is a master plan township with security, landscaping, walkability, and lifestyle amenities will always command a premium price. So whether you are here for the community, the capital gain, or a steady rental demand, Desa ParkCity proves one thing: when vision meets execution, even an abandoned quarry can become one of the most desirable addresses in Malaysia. So to recap, from a humble beginning of a forgotten quarry to now standing as one of KL's most premium family-friendly addresses, Desa ParkCity didn't just build houses, it built a lifestyle, a community, and a brand that people trust and are willing to pay a premium for. Whether it's the landed homes that have appreciated 4 times, 5 times, 6 times in value, or their condos with rental demand that most developers can only dream of. Just for information, their latest completed project, which is Park Place, they launched at around 1,000 ringgit per square feet back then, and right now I hear say the latest transaction is nearly 1,004 per square feet. They just got their keys a few months ago. So that's why everyone is saying this is the Unicorn Township. That's also the reason why people are still lining up to book the moment a new phase launches, and why years after years this township continues to outperform in price, in demand, and reputation. So the next time someone says this project looks too expensive or it's too far away, nobody will buy, remember Desa ParkCity, because sometimes the most successful investments are the ones everyone doubted at the beginning. But of course, you will need to also look into the master plan, who's behind the planning. That matters a lot, and that differentiates Desa ParkCity from the other townships in the market. Again, if you want me to compare that and show you the differences between them, do let me know in the comment box below and I'll make it happen. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like this episode, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It lets me know that you're getting value out of this and also motivate me to create more contents like this. Until we meet again, ciao!